Hi, my name is Chet Udell, and you're watching this because you want to learn about using the eMotionBasic application. And this is the simplest and fastest application that'll quickly get your eMersion devices all communicating with the software that you desire. The only caveat is BASIC will only speak with music software using the Open Sound Control Protocol. So if you're using something like Pro Tools, I'm not exactly sure how Open Sound Control communicates with that. It might, but you're probably going to want to use things like Maxim SP, Pure Data, C-Sound, Super Collider, and there's a myriad of tutorials out there that uh, have basically instructions on how to use Open Sound Control. If you're using Maxim SP, you're in luck because I actually have a demo patch just for you. So to get started, first you should have your eMotion device, your eMersion hardware that is. This is the prototype of the eMersion Twist. Again, this is going to look different because of the charging pegs. If you have enclosures, they're going to look a lot better. And but it'll suffice for today. You should already have plugged in your fuse, and so the USB cable is running into my computer. All right, and now that you're all plugged in, go ahead and open up the eMotionBasic application. It should look something like this icon here. Ba-bam. All right, now this is the eMotionBasic main block here. And if you've already used the Digital Data Workstation, you will find this very familiar. So what you got to do is just, well, before you turn this on, make sure you have the serial device selected, and the eMersion hardware is going to use a USB serial, and then it would have like AM, and then some arbitrary numbers and letters at the end. So go ahead and make sure that device is selected, and turn it on. Now, all you have to do is turn on your eMersion Twist or other device. I'm going to press that button, and bam. We got a green light. If my light was red, just like the getting started in the hardware tutorial, just press the top button, and that will resynchronize it up with your fuse. So you should only need to do that the first time you ever use these devices, if even that. All right, so now that I have this turned on, I want you to take a look right here. This was not here before, so you can, rewind it and prove it. But it only appeared because I turned the twist on, and the eMotionBasic software recognized the new twist on the system. I just double-clicked that module. I'll go ahead and close it again so you can see. So under Mod Twist, just give it a double-click, and bam. Now, you don't actually see any visualization of this thing yet because you have to calibrate it. And if you want a full tutorial on all the bells and whistles of the of the eMersion Twist, go ahead and click this Open Help browser here. For now, just know you have to calibrate it. And click this button, and calibration is going to percolate away. Give it a couple more seconds, and I explain what this calibration routine does in the Twist tutorial. Next. All right, so now that I've calibrated, you'll notice that I will get a three-dimensional representation of this object's orientation in space. Pretty sweet. All right. Now, BASIC is really cool because now that I have it all together, you'll notice a little something here called port 7451. And that is because all of the data coming out of your eMersion hardware is going now to be broadcasted over Open Sound Control on your local port, which is 127.0.0.1, your local host, but then on the port 7451. And all you need to do for your software is have a UDP receive, some kind of software module that gets UDP data, and then you'll set the port to your 7451 and your IP address to localhost or to 127.0.0.1. Luckily, I have a demo of using eMotionBasic with MaxMSP. And so if you go to your demos folder included with your software, you'll see a program that looks like eMotionBasic example. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. Note that this is opening up in MaxMSP, which should be right about now. Yes. And I'm just going to go ahead and close the Max window because this is all we're interested in. So again, keep in mind, eMotionBasic is its own software application. You do not need MaxMSP to run any of these apps, but you do need MaxMSP to run this basic example because that is the program it was made in. Notice I have UDP receive and it's set to port 7451, and that is because 7451 is the port all of our eMersion hardware is communicating on. I have this OSC route eMotion, and that is because all data from eMersion has a /eMotion as its first OSC layer. And for those of you who need an OSC crash course, you can layer your data indexes like onions, and so you can peel layers back to get exactly the data stream you want. So eMotion is the wrapper, and then you have the second layer, which is the actual emote that you want to get data from. In this case, twist 0 is going to get spit out of this outlet. So I'm going to go ahead and open that, and I want you to notice that my accelerometer data is here. And so the very first one, I'm actually pointing at the screen, that's a little silly, so you can't see that. This first one is the Excel X, and notice how it's between 1 and -1G roughly. The Y is up and down like the pitch of an airplane, so +1, -1. And then Z is the gravity that is straight down in orientation. So notice it's 1G when it's flat, it's 0G at any point when it is sort of sideways, and then it is -1G if I go into inversion. All right. Gyroscope, XYZ, all of that is there. You can, if you want to see this visualized, it's always helpful to go back to eMotionBasic, double click on the twist module, and you'll see all the data streams here. All the data streams visualized for you. So that's pretty sweet. And then if, as you're a MaxMSP user, because obviously, you need MaxMSP to run this particular device, or a tutorial, this bit here, all you need is like a send object or a MIDI out object, whatever, and go ahead and route any of this data here. Freefall, so freefall is cool. If I drop it, it will give me a 1 right here when it's being dropped. And then freefall time is very useful because you can actually measure the magnitude of freefall. So, and that is in milliseconds, so that's how long that freefall period lasted for, which could be useful. All right, so there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.